One thing to note if you do decide to try out the playtest is that it's a playtest. Like, you're not going to have any art to look at. A lot of things are going to be kind of very minimal. It's just going to be kind of the base rules that they have. And it can change at a whim, so you got to be prepared to like kind of re-roll your characters from scratch if you need to. I've been very pleased with it so far, though. It's almost like, it feels like they mashed together like 2nd and 4th edition to me. With like, they added feats also recently, so there's a little bit of 3rd stuck in there. But it's heavily based around ability checks to do things. You don't really have, like, you have skills, but you don't, kinda. Like, most of the time you don't have skills unless you're certain characters, or certain classes, rather. What you do is you associate skills with an ability check. Like, if you want to do something acrobatic, you just roll Dex, which is very much like 2nd edition. I think like 4th as well. Feats are crazy in Next, but you get a lot less of them than you would in other versions of the game. Originally, feats did kind of special actions. Like, feats could be used to disarm, feats could be used to charge, like was a really big feat. Which you go like, oh, charge has always been in the game, why would they take that out? Well, it's just mechanically that's something that they did. Well, for this playtest, though, they took those kind of minor feats like that, and they jam like 3 of them together. So all of a sudden you get this huge feat that does a lot of things. But the trade-off is, when you pick a feat, it's whenever you could do an ability increase. And when you get an ability increase, you can put 2 points anywhere you want on your character up to a max of 20. So you could have 2 strength, 1 intelligence, you know, whatever you want to do. And you might think, well, how are those even at all? Well, you got to remember how much stats do in this game if everything's based on checks related to your modifier. But again, I've been very pleased with the system, like just looking at it over it with a game designer aspect. And I've run 1 session with it and was very pleased with the outcome of it. I forget, is this, I think this is Secret of Mana, or Legend of Mana, rather. Yeah, Legend of Mana. This is a good game. Kind of grindy, repetitive, but still pretty fun. If you're unfamiliar with Legend of Mana, it was a PlayStation 1 game. Yeah, we're talking about D&D Next here because that's... I'm trying to design this dungeon, or rather, not design it. I've already designed the dungeon. I need to redo the tokens on it because the new playtest packet changed the monsters' statistics. But yeah, we're talking about Next, Dredge. So you specialize through feats instead of skills. You could say that. What they do is they have like branching paths when you reach level 2 or 3 in your class. So that's kind of where the 4th aspect comes in a little bit, the 4th edition. So what you do is you look at the different like themes, and when you pick a theme, it'll kind of draw your character to doing other things. Like if you pick a rogue, you might pick a theme that makes you more a trap rogue. If you're a fighter, you might pick one that makes you more tactical, like it allows you to do like things like disarm and trip a lot better. You might pick something that increases your damage output or your swinginess, like warrior. Warrior, for example, their abilities include increasing your crit chance, like turning it from a 20 to a 19 and then to an 18. There's another fighter one that's Knight, which is like it kind of focuses on interactions and being on the front, like really pushing forward ahead of the group type of thing, kind of being off on your own. I don't really like it. But that's where your specialization kind of comes in. Feats, though, they allow you a type of customization to it. There are certain feats, for example, that allow you to learn magical spells. Like so with feats, you can kind of break away from your theme to do something a little different, or you can reinforce what your theme does.